Hi there YouTube, welcome to this extra special video about one of my personal favourite games of all time, and that's Christmas Nights for the Sega Saturn. Now this is a special video for three reasons. Firstly, as I record this, it's the 9th of December 2019, so it really is Christmas time. So with the Saturn's internal clock set correctly, it's going to be Christmas in the game, which is obviously ideal. Secondly, this particular copy has never ever been played before. This is my absolutely mint copy of Christmas Nights into Dreams for Sega Saturn. But you'll notice it's not completely mint for one reason. The third special reason for this video is that this is my personal signed copy. It's signed by Yuji Naka, who was the programmer on Sonic the Hedgehog and the former head of Sonic Team, who directed this game. And it's also signed by Takeshi Iizuka, who is one of the level programmers on this and the current head of Sonic Team. So, this disc has never been played before. No one's ever played Christmas Nights using this disc. And there it is, absolutely flawless. There's the back. So I'm very excited. So I've got my Saturn all hooked up, so this should load. I have to be very, very careful with it. I don't want to scratch it. And it should load. I'm using the 3D Nights pad, the 3D control pad for Sega Saturn. So it's fully authentic, and there it goes. So let's hit record and start the game. So this game is an absolute classic. This is basically what Sonic Team made instead of a next-gen Sonic the Hedgehog. Everyone was expecting Sonic on the Saturn, but instead Sonic Team made Nights into Dreams. And this is a 2-level demo of Nights into Dreams. One of them is Claris's version of Spring Valley, although as the internal clock of the Saturn recognises that it's getting close to Christmas, the graphics change and it becomes Christmassy and you get this new intro, as you see. And you've also got Elliots' version of Spring Valley, which isn't present in the game, so it's a brand new layout. So I think we'll play through both of them, and that would be good for this video. Obviously, if I was to stay here and open all the presents, then that would take forever. But we're starting with a brand new save file, as you'll see now. There we go, new game. I'll put that on digital for a second. Right, so let's call it Just. So I used to call it Justy with an exclam, but well, I've grown up a little bit since 1996. So back to circle mode on the 3D pad. This is one of the first ever analog games. This control pad was designed for it. Apparently, Sonic Team were trying different things, like an actual Knight's toy that you would move around with your hand, but that didn't happen. Anyway, so the presents are not going to be open at the moment, but I will go to the options because I believe there's a widescreen mode, which obviously is something we should set up. So let's have a look. TV screen, there we go, wide. Perfect. Make sure the audio is stereo, yep, and that's all good. So we're ready to roll. So I think we'll do Claris's Dream first. There she is, and there's Elliot. I love this game so much, it's just wonderful. Look at the light sourcing and the Gouraud shading on Claris's boots and her hair, the different colours of the lights. Well, mainly one colour. They did what they could. Snow's falling. So I'm playing this at 50 Hz, but it's going through an upscaler, which is making it go to 60 Hz. So it's actually smoother than this in reality, but there's not much I can do about that, and I am sorry. It's a slightly imperfect way to view the game, but it doesn't seem to be affecting my playing. There we go. So you've got to collect 20 chips and get them into the Christmas tree. And then fly over, because you get bonus time. Once you've got the 20 chips into the Christmas tree, then bonus time starts. Everything you score from that point onwards is doubled. It's got one of the best scoring systems ever, this game. I mean, I did a short sort of let's play just of Claris's side on my channel on the full game of Nights if you want to see that, but I've not done Christmas Nights before. I must say that people didn't really seem interested to watch a Let's Play of Nights, but seeing as it's Christmas, hopefully you're with me now, so thanks for watching, I do appreciate it. So the most link you can get on this is a 28 link on this course. I think actually if you go the other way around, perhaps you can get an infinite link, but I never learned how to do that, I must say. Actually, no, I would have done. Yeah, if that was possible, I'm sure I would have done it, because I did actually get the best in the world on Spring Valley on the Xbox 360 version until someone hacked the leaderboard, which was so annoying. So even now, I'm second on that leaderboard, and you can see my score. I was the only person ever to get over 1 million points on this level, and then some guy came along, or gal, who knows, and spoiled all the fun. Right, it takes about 10 seconds to get around this, so I'm not going to be able to go again, so I'll just collect these and get on the Christmas cake. Hallelujah, indeed. Oh, I missed him. Yeah. So I know this level pretty well, as you can see. I love splashing through that waterfall, it's just wonderful. So I'm actually playing this for a decent score. Maybe I should just be taking it slowly and enjoying it and show you different things, but honestly I get so competitive with this game. Although I'm a little off my game. Perhaps it's the frame rate of using this upscaler and stuff. Now just there was an egg appearing from one of the NiGHTS, because this game has got artificial life. A pretty decent and deep A-life system, and they drop eggs. And you can open the eggs and it saves the little meepians, they're called. You get baby NiGHTS if you haven't destroyed or killed any enemies. But because you don't really kill enemies unless you banish them into the vortex of a power loop, as I'm doing there, if you just knock them around the level, then they bounce around, and if they touch a NiGHTS, the NiGHTS lays an egg that contains a meepian, and the meepian, I don't know where they get these names from, is a hybrid of the enemy and the existing NiGHTS. I'm playing this quite badly now, I'm missing things, but never mind. Maybe I'll take it a bit slower and show you some stuff. So yeah, I love splashing through this waterfall, look at that. Back in '96, that was amazing. One of those great moments from the generation. I just can't hit that cracker. There we go, right. I killed an NiGHTS, and that's what the screen was. Oops. There we go. Right, now I don't want to use the stunt ribbon, because instead I want to get all of those and get in there. Now everything you score is double, so 18 seconds is a really good start. Now I can get some. And they actually fixed a bug in Christmas Nights. In the actual version of Nights, if you touch the ground while you're doing a trick, it cuts the trick short, but you still get it counted. Whereas in this one, if you touch the ground, it cuts the trick short, but it doesn't count. So it's very, very difficult to actually get a dreamy 11 or higher. It's not impossible, but I don't know a surefire way of doing it, I must say. There we go, it's an 8, it's not bad. I find that if you just cut it short by pressing both of the triggers at the back of the pad, then it does count one last trick. The graphics are amazing. I mean, the art design on this is fantastic, isn't it? There's another 8. It's very clever level design. When the game came out, people thought that you had sort of freedom of flight over the whole game, but it's actually a 2D track around the 3D environments, which is why it looks so good, because they were able to sort of curate what you are seeing from moment to moment by keeping you on this track and taking advantage of the limited 3D power that the Saturn had. As you can see, there is plenty of pop-in in the background, but you don't really notice it because the colours of the background are so closely matched to those of the textures on the 3D, and the result is a pretty awesome looking game, especially when you're looking at those snowflakes. On a really sort of fuzzy cathode ray television, those snowflakes did appear transparent, but now you can see that they're a mesh. Sort of checkerboard effect. Right, so we're on to the last of the 4 tracks, which are called Mares. Oh, I love this bit, look at this. And then we'll face Gilwing, the boss. And he's all dressed up Christmasly. Is Christmasly a word? Because they really did put a lot of effort into making a Christmas version of this level. In one of the bonus gifts, you know, the presents you can unlock, there's actually a version of another boss called Puffy, and Puffy is usually an opera singer who bounces around this sort of banquet environment. But in this version, it's a bouncy Dr. Robotnik from the Sonic series, which is so cool. So you have to bounce Dr. Robotnik around and smash him through the walls, which is obviously very amusing. I can't help but geek out over this game. I just absolutely adore it. Because even though it's, you know, plainly very antiquated in terms of the graphics and everything, it had a lot of time, effort and money spent on it. Making this, you know, a AAA title. This was what AAA games looked like in 1996. So if you just look past the dated visuals, you'll find an incredible designed game. It's so good. I should probably focus on the playing rather than talking, but then it would go quiet. Right, 25 seconds. I'm not sure if that's enough time to get around, so I'm going to sort of skip through the level. I think it'll be alright. Usually I sort of count as I'm going by how long it's taken me to get to a certain point. I think we're okay, but I'm going to have to rush. Yeah, that's fine. Can't risk getting hit by that. I think we're okay. Right. I just got to hit the little Nighttopian at the top above the Christmas cake. Oh, he's gone already. Okay. Oh, it's because I killed one. Oh dear. Right, so that's 4 A's, and now we go on to the boss. I'm actually on track for a very good score. Can I do this? I haven't played this in ages, so you've got to get under his tail. It's so cool. I love this game. Oh, get under it. Okay. Like that. Up and around. Yes! Oh, fantastic. Is that a 2.0? Depending how fast you do the boss, yes it is. You then double your score, or 1 point something, but that's a pretty decent score. Sometimes you can get over 500,000, say on Xbox I got over 1 million, which was amazing, but that's pretty good. I'm very out of practice. I'm very happy with that. So, I think we'll move on and do Elliot's level as well. You do get a replay look if you let it go. But, oh, look at those textures. Wow. Oh, still lovely. I do love it. Right then, what do I have to press? Just start, I think. Here we go. Now one of these will be Gilwing and I won't get anything. So, Clarice, there we go. Get that? There's Clarice. Oh, that was good. Should be another screen. Look at that resolution. It's so old. It really... It's amazing really how much it's aged, but... Cake and Link. Oh. Oh, which one was it? Yes. I just couldn't remember. Alright, so we go back to the start. And we can have a look actually at the Christmas presents that we just unlocked. Let's see. Karaoke mode. I will spare you karaoke mode because I do know all the words to the song Dreams, Dreams, but I'm not going to sing that for you. I think we've geeked out enough at this point. The Knights Museum, that will be artwork. This squeezed a lot of a lot of artwork onto it. Actually, if you put this disc in a PC, I believe there's a folder of art in it. But yeah, it's very low resolution now. The upscaler is doing its best if you have a look. It's doing its best to smooth off the edges, but there's not much it can do. Yeah, it's lovely. And I wonder what the cake was. It's been a while since I played it. Oh, Knight's Goods. This is things that you could buy, presumably in Japan, because I don't remember seeing any of these in the UK. Look, you could have a knight's hat. And is that another hat? I don't know what that is. Oh yeah. Wow, a knight's bedspread. In fact, a knight's bed. God, that must have cost a lot. T-shirt, cap. Yeah, that's awesome. A mouse pad as well. Oh, I've never had a plush knights, but that's probably for the best. Alright, so let's play Elliots Dream. Now, Elliots Dream, as I say, does not feature in the full version of Nights into Dreams. Instead, it's only in this Christmas Nights edition of the game. But it's got some interesting things. Some of his mares are actually infinite loop possibilities. So, every time you pick up something, you have 1 second, literally 1 second, to get the next thing in the sequence. And if you fail, you drop your link. But if you don't fail, then your link just grows and grows, and it becomes a score multiplier, which is one of the best scoring systems I've ever seen in any game. I killed another Nightopian, which means no bonus for me at the end. There we go. And obviously, if you get your score multiplier up and up, then you get some huge scores. And I didn't get a huge one last time. I was lucky to get a 2.0 on the boss, because 400k was a very good score for the first attempt. But if you manage to exploit the multiplier, then you get some huge scores. I'm a little out of practice, as you can see. Because I'm missing it, I'm forgetting. There we go. Let's see if I can. I think this is an infinite link, isn't it? It could be. So let's try it. Need to go up. No, I've screwed it up. Whoops. Right, that's it. Go that way, and then it links, and then... Oh, I missed it. Come on, we can do it. Oh, I can do it. I'm sure you can do it already. Probably thinking, noob. There we go. Yeah, right, so... No, I've dropped it. You get the idea, though. It's possible to do the entire lap, because we are doing laps here, in case you're wondering. You don't have to remember hours and hours of game. It's actually very short courses of about 10, 15 and 25 seconds in length. There we go, new record. Right. It does not help if you miss that. No, I'm missing stuff. Oh, there's the Christmas tree. So, I probably have to go above it. Yes. And then in. In. Yeah, I really have forgotten it. I mean, I used to know all of this just off by heart. But unfortunately, over 22 years or so, you do forget. So yeah, the video, oh there we go, opening the A-Live, and there's a little Nightopian dressed as Santa Claus and waving at us. That's very sweet. Now this game actually has something that the full game doesn't, and one of the presents is an A-Live viewer. So I was saying about these different meepians that you can create. Well, the A-Live viewer lets you see them all, and you can see what they do, and it's quite amazing the variety they packed into it. There's, as I say, there's so much in this game, but the Christmas version really sort of examines and goes deeper into many facets of the game. And if you've got save data from the full version of Nights, then you can view that as well using Christmas Nights. It really is a great way to expand the full game and get more from the experience. But I said at the start that this is one of my favourite games of all time. I actually prefer Christmas Nights compared to full Nights for the reasons... I think actually I do like score attack games in general, but score attack games where there's only a couple of different levels, I think it's just a bit more There's something special about it. It's like racing games where you've only got 3 tracks or 4 tracks like Sega Rally Championship. I think the more focused it is, then the more compelling it is, and that's definitely true of Christmas Nights compared to Actual Nights. Although Actual Nights itself has only got, what, 7 levels that you can actually get scores on, so one of them's doubled, of course. But yeah, the fewer things you have to do, the more you can hone each one. So I'm not actually a subscriber to having loads and loads of content in a game. I'd rather the content just be less, but, you know, have the quality higher. I think that's absolutely how games should be made. And I'm really surprised that everyone thinks that more is better, because it clearly isn't. Definitely not always the case. Very, very rarely the case is more actually better. And you're probably thinking, well, who is this guy to say that? But I've been a professional video game journalist for, how many years? 2006 I started on GamesRadar.com, and I worked there for 10 years. 10 years at GamesRadar, which is now GamesRadar Plus. And I've also freelanced for official Xbox magazine, official PlayStation magazine, and official Nintendo magazine when it was going. And when they were going as well, unofficial titles like Games Master, PSM2, PSM3, Xbox World 360, and of course Gamer magazine, which is a huge loss to the industry. I still feel it. I mean, what would Batman say, right? So I still actually freelance for a lot of the magazines. I just reviewed Shenmue 3, which I thought was fantastic. And again, a lot of the other reviewers, because once I'd finished my review, of course I read other people's reviews, and they were complaining that, well, they were talking about modernity and how it was very old-fashioned, but they were completely forgetting that the game was funded by fans who wanted it to be like Shenmue of old. I mean, of course it should be like that. If they'd made, as I said in my review on Games Radar, if they had made it an Assassin's Creed alike, then it would have pleased neither camp. So that's who I am. I can see both sides of the story. I do love modernity, you know, don't get me wrong. I think the new consoles are incredible. I've got the Xbox One X, so I've got 4K TV recently, so I could see games in 4K and keep up with everything, because it's very important. I want to be a dinosaur. But at the same time, I've got to say that the retro classics are just different. This game just wouldn't get made now. Because, as I say, with the amount of money they spent on its design, and obviously the soundtrack and the art style, doesn't matter that the graphics are actually low resolution, and the artistry that went into it is still immense. That's obvious, I'm sure you can see. So no one would take this kind of a risk these days, I don't think. And when was the last time that you heard of a AAA developer like Sonic Team was back in the mid-90s, doing something completely new as the company's flagship game? I can't think of an example. Now, I've run out of time on this level, so I'm going to have to go back here. I killed an Itopian, didn't I? Yeah, by paralooping it. So, I won't be able to do much here. Let's just get that. There we go. Now, I have to go to the left this time, so I might get this wrong. You only ever go left for Gilwing in Christmas Nights. And the sound's glitched out. The music's not playing. That does happen sometimes. There we go. Yeah, that's a 2.0, because that's the same score as last time. Lovely, and that was actually higher. But I say that's higher because there's more potential on Elliot's game. And the Christmas tree appears.
With the help of knights, Elliot and Claris found the star, shining in 7 colors. But the entire story was a dream. So, what was that star?
There we go then. That was Christmas Nights into Dreams. Thanks so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and I'd like to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. A prosperous 2020, a happy and healthy one. And yes, if you'd like this video, then do check out my other Nights into Dreams playlist, as well as music videos. So take a look around my channel. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit like if you liked it and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Happy Christmas.
Give a star of happiness to the heart of everyone. Merry Christmas.